Ever scrolled through your phone and, you know, kind of wish you could just think, next meme, please?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Well, that future might be closer than we think.
Right.
Today's deep dive is all about Neuralink.
Definitely a hot topic.
It's the company that wants to basically make our brains and computers best friends, like seriously tight.
They're certainly ambitious. What Neuralink's all about is brain-computer interfaces,
Brain-computer what now?
the BCIs.
Okay, I got it.
It sounds kind of sci-fi, but the whole idea is to, like, let your actual brain signals control technology directly.
Okay, so less reading my mind and more like giving my brain an actual USB port.
Pretty much.
But like our brains are, well, brains all squishy and stuff, and computers are circuits and wires. How do you even begin to bridge that gap?
Well, it all comes down to signals. Our brains, they use these electrical signals for everything, just like the ones computers use.
Okay.
So what Neuralink does is it taps into those brain signals, those electrical conversations.
So how do they listen in on those conversations?
They use these tiny, flexible electrodes.
Tiny, like how tiny?
Way thinner than a human hair. They're implanted in the brain. And
Hold on, thinner than a hair, seriously. I can barely thread a needle. How do they even make something that small? And then on top of that, put it in, well, the most important organ we have.
that's part of what makes Neuralink so fascinating. They've created these electrodes so incredibly tiny, they can pick up on the activity of individual neurons, and with incredible precision.
Bro.
We're talking 3,072 electrodes.
3,072.
Yep, across 64 threads, all connected to this small device implanted in the brain.
Okay, 3,072 electrodes. That's a lot of data. But how does all that, like listening to neurons, translate into, say, me posting on social media without even lifting a finger?
Well, that's where the link comes in. That's what they call their implantable device.
The link, okay.
It records all those neuron signals, all that chatter, processes it, and then transmits it as instructions to other devices.
So it's like my brain is speaking computer language directly, no more clunky keyboards or touch screens.
Exactly.
Uh,
Think of it as a super advanced, really miniaturized version of like medical implants that already exist, like, pacemakers or cochlear implants.
okay, so they've got this implant. It's like eavesdropping on my brain.
Right?
What's the big picture? What can you actually do with this tech?
Well, Neuralink's immediate goal, the thing they're focusing on right now, is helping people with paralysis and neurological conditions.
Okay.
Imagine someone with quadriplegia, right?
Right.
They could be moving a computer cursor just by thinking about it or communicating, even playing video games, and all using just their thoughts. That's the kind of impact we're talking about.
That's incredible. To give someone back that level of control, that connection to the world, it's like, I don't know, it's hard to even imagine. But are they actually seeing any success with this? Like, is it really working?
They are, yeah. Neuralink is running their first in-human clinical trial.
Oh, wow.
It's called the PRIME study. And there's this one guy, one of the first participants, Nolan Arbaugh.
Okay.
He's been using the link.
So it's that device we were talking about.
Right, the link. He's using it to do exactly that, control a computer with, well, just his mind.
So he's actually like moving the cursor around, clicking things, all just by thinking about it.
It's pretty amazing.
That's wild. How long did it take him to like learn how to use the link? Was it difficult?
Well, Neuralink says he was using it to control a computer within days of getting the implant.
Days.
Yeah, days.
Wow.
But what I think is even more remarkable is how they figured out where exactly to put those electrodes in his brain.
Okay, so it's not just like put it anywhere in there. They're actually targeting specific areas.
Exactly. They used his fMRI data,
Use what?
his fMRI, which maps brain activity. They used that to pinpoint the exact regions of the brain responsible for hand movement.
Okay.
So, but actually analyzing his brain activity, they were able to target the implant super precisely.
So it's like they're creating a map of the brain, like figuring out which neighborhoods control which actions almost.
Kind of, yeah. It's super intricate and complex, but that's the gist.
That's wild. So because they can zero in on specific areas, does that mean this tech could potentially help with, other things too, not just paralysis?
You're exactly right. It could potentially help with a whole range of neurological conditions. We're talking memory loss, hearing loss, blindness, even things like depression.
Wow.
The possibilities are, well, pretty much endless.
That's both incredibly exciting and also a little, I don't know, overwhelming. It's like this technology could revolutionize medicine as we know it.
It really could, yeah. But we got to remember that this is all still pretty new,
Right, of course.
This technology is in its early stages. There are still challenges, things we don't know.
Right, like what happens if something goes wrong? It's brain surgery we're talking about here.
Yeah.
It's not exactly risk-free.
You're telling me there are risks inherent in any surgery, especially brain surgery, right?
Yeah.
And then with the device actually inside the brain, there are all these questions,
Like,
like long-term safety, how long the device lasts, the possibility of the body rejecting it.
I see.
These are all things that need to be addressed, researched more.
Yeah, for sure. And it's not just about the, I don't know, physical risks, is it? This technology brings up some pretty big questions about privacy, too.
Absolutely.
I mean, if Neuralink can read my brain signals to move a cursor, could it also, like, read my thoughts, my memories, my deepest, darkest secrets?
Yeah, that's a very valid concern. I mean, think about it. This is a device that can access our thoughts, our feelings, everything.
Right.
That's about as private as it gets. Ensuring that data is kept private, secure, it's absolutely essential.
It's like the ultimate security breach waiting to happen. Someone hacks into that, and it's game over.
It's something we really need to think about. And then there's the whole societal aspect.
What do you mean?
Well, if this tech takes off, will it be available to everyone?
I see what you're getting at.
Or will it just be another thing that only the wealthy can afford?
Right. And then it just makes existing inequalities even worse.
Exactly. It's a pattern we see time and time again with new technologies, and it's definitely something to be mindful of with Neuralink and where this all goes.
Yeah, definitely. And what about using it not just for medical reasons, but for, like, enhancement? What happens when people want to use it to get smarter or more focused, more productive at work? Like, where do we draw the line?
That's the million-dollar question right there. And I don't think there's an easy answer.
Yeah,
As this tech gets even more advanced, those lines are going to get really blurry.
for sure.
It's something we should be thinking about and talking about now
Yeah,
as a society, before it's too late.
absolutely. Well, speaking of advanced, Elon Musk has said that Neuralink's long-term goal is to, and I quote, achieve symbiosis with artificial intelligence.
Yeah, that's a big one.
What does that even mean?
So basically it means humans and AI even more connected. Imagine accessing the internet just by thinking about it. Or controlling devices super easily, effortlessly, with your thoughts, that kind of thing.
It's like becoming one with the machine, almost. It's both really cool and also kind of terrifying, don't you think?
Definitely a bit of both. It could lead to some incredible advancements, push human capabilities even further. But, and this is a big but, it
Yeah.
also makes you question what it even means to be human.
That's a big one.
Yeah.
So I guess the question is, where do we go from here? Is this symbiotic future something to be excited about or terrified of? Or maybe, like you said, a bit of both? It's a lot to process, for sure. Like, I'm trying to picture this world where my brain is hooked up to the internet, and honestly, part of me is like, sign me up. But then the other part of me is like, maybe I should just go live off the grid, you know?
Yeah, I get it. It's definitely a lot to wrap your head around. But, it's important to remember, this interconnected future, it's not just some sci-fi movie, right? I mean, Nolan Arbaugh, that guy from the Prime Study, he's living proof that this is actually happening now. He's navigating the digital world with his mind, and that's just the beginning.
That's a really good point. It's easy to get all caught up in the what ifs, and lose track of the fact that this technology is already having a real impact on people's lives right now.
Exactly. And if you really think about it, Neuralink is it's just one piece of a much bigger puzzle.
Right.
We're already seeing technology getting more and more integrated into our lives, even our bodies. Think about how normal it is now to have smartphones, wearable tech, all that stuff. It wasn't that long ago that it seemed like something out of Star Trek.
I know, right?
Yeah.
It's crazy. It really makes you wonder, what's next? Are we all going to be walking around with chips in our brains, constantly online, plugged into some kind of global network?
It's definitely a possibility. And it's something that people have really strong opinions about. Some people think this whole merging of humans and tech, it's just the next step in our evolution. It's inevitable. But then others, they're worried about what we lose in the process. Like our privacy, our individuality, our free will even.
It's like we're standing on the edge of something huge, something completely new, and we don't even know what it's going to look like yet. Makes you kind of excited and kind of scared at the same time.
Definitely a pivotal moment for sure. And the thing is, we can't predict the future, but, we can have a say in how it unfolds by asking the tough questions, by setting some ethical boundaries, by having these open and honest conversations about what kind of future we want to create.
I like that. It's not about being afraid of technology. It's about being smart about it.
Yeah.
Being intentional about how we use it and making sure it's actually benefiting humanity, not the other way around.
Exactly. Using these incredible advancements to help people, address inequalities, solve problems, not create new ones.
Well said. So our deep dive into Neuralink, it's taken us from those tiny little electrodes all the way to a future where our minds might actually merge with machines.
Yeah.
It's been a wild ride, to say the
Oh.
least. Any final thoughts for our listeners? Something to chew on as they go about their day.
Here's something I think about a lot. Neuralink and this whole world of brain-computer interfaces, it really forces us to ask some big questions about what it means to be human, especially now when technology is getting more powerful all the time. There are no easy answers, but it's a conversation we all need to be a part of, you know?
It really is. It's a lot to think about. And if you're as fascinated by this whole thing as we are, we encourage you to, go down the rabbit hole a bit, do some research, read up on brain-computer interfaces, check out what people are saying, the ethical debates, all of it, and then, join the conversation. Because the future, it's not set in stone. We're all writing it together, one neuron at a time.